Hello and welcome back. Tips and ideas with Ed Wallace of Midwest Landscaping, www.uniqueenvironments.com. We're back here in Compton continuing our pond renovation. This is showing you step 3 of the project, which is basically putting in the underlayment on the landscape fabric in order to buffer any types of sharp objects or other obstructions that will probably go through the liner. This is our liner. We have a 45 mil liner that we're going to install that basically holds the water, but under that liner we put down a geo fabric in order to help buffer any sharp rocks or things that may be in the ground here. So you can see it's nice and thick and it's fibrous and it breathes where the water can be able to absorb and gases can come out of the ground instead of using plastic or a weed block fabric. There's also another type of weed block that is used mostly like when we're putting down mulch and doing general landscaping. You can buy it in a roll at the home stores and also at the supply houses, but I tend to not want to use that. I spend the extra money and buy the geotextile type of pond liner or underlayment, because that's what I was trained to do when I was going through some training aquascape designs years ago. When they were doing their build a pond series, I learned how to build a pond, and utilizing this type of material is better than using the weed block fabric, which is pretty thin. It can wear out. We secure it with these types of staples here. These are fabric staples. Actually, these are staples that I use when I'm doing irrigation because of the loop. When we're doing drip irrigation, we use these in order to have it secure the pipe in the ground. They have a flat head type of landscape staple, which is basically the same thing, except that the head is flat so it lays flush. So as you can see, when I nailed them in to the ground, they had kind of a little bit of a loop, but I had these readily available. So instead of spending extra money for a square head, I just used the rounded staples, landscape staples, in order to secure it. I've taken it all the way around and I snugged up the corners and the bases, so there's plenty of gap in some areas where we had to fold it in order to make sure that it had a nice it lays down really nice, and did the folds and stapled the folds down. That way we have enough slack in the liner in order to accommodate the hole. When we come in with the rubber liner, we won't be as critical. We definitely will not be putting any staples in it, but the landscape fabric, I wanted the underlayment, I wanted to make sure it was nice and secure so it doesn't move when we're putting down the rubber liner. Cut our holes in here for autofill and also for our pump for the return and for the waterfall. And so this is the step we're at. I think it said step 4, step 3 of the process of landscape renovation. So just going right along. So I'm going to see if I can continue this particular video so I don't have to keep doing total segments. I can do longer segments, so we'll see what happens. Ed Wallace, tips and ideas. Stay tuned as we lay out the rubber liner in the pond.